Saturday mornings from 10 to 11, right here on Nuga Radio.
For your small business, ending the year the right way can set you up for success come January. No need to let end-of-year panic set in. Easy Books and Taxes can help set up your books or new payroll service so that you can relax and enjoy the holiday season. With 35 years, bookkeeping, individual, and business tax preparation, it's easy. With Easy Books and Taxes, you run the business, we keep the books. Call us today at 423-755-0821.
92.7 Nuga Radio.
Good morning. Beautiful people here in the city of Chattanooga. This girl Marie Mott with Marie Mott. Y'all know what it is. I'm taking it from the streets to City Hall, from City Hall to the mayor's office. Can't leave out the police department. From the valley low to the mountaintop, giving you guys the bird's eye view to what's going on here in the city of Chattanooga. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Oh, man, it's a beautiful day here in the city of Chattanooga. It may be a little wet and gloomy outside. It did storm last night, which was a beautiful situation because I didn't go to bed until early this morning. There was a lot on my mind, a lot that I was thinking about. And also last night I was doing prep for the show about what I wanted to talk about today, because people are talking about going to vote. But what if you made a mistake in your life? What if you are a convicted felon? What if you got in trouble at a portion in your life, but you don't know that you can have your voter rights restored? Well, if you're tuning in to the Marie Mott Show, I'm going to walk you through the steps today, and we're going to talk about restoring your rights. And so if you're listening to this, you need to save this. You need to go to the Nuga Radio 92.7 FM Facebook page right now. Not only like the page, but you need to tune into this video and save it so you can share this with people in your community. You can share this with your loved ones, your friends, whether they have ever been in trouble or not. I'm sure we all know at least one person. We know somebody who's made a mistake, who's had their rights stripped of them, and maybe doesn't know that they can get them back. And so I want to talk to the people, because you're not going to hear this on any other radio station. You're just going to have people tell you, go vote, go vote, go vote, go vote. But what if you don't know that you can get your rights back? And y'all know me. I'm all about rights. I'm all about rights. I'm all about the people. And so make sure you share this video. I want this video to go viral because I want to help somebody here in the state of Tennessee, especially here in the city of Chattanooga, walk through the process of restoring their rights. All right, so let's go ahead and jump right into it. Why is it important to vote? Well, because not only is it your civic duty, but it is your determining factor. It's a first level step of defense in this republic that gives us the ability to ensure that we have representation, people who will represent us on a daily basis, whether that is in Tennessee State House, whether that's in the governorship, whether that's the mayor, the county mayor, whether that's your city council, whether that's your county commissioner, your congressperson, the president, the vice president, all of these offices, whether that's your district attorney, your judges. All right. We have all of these offices that have to be filled with people, but we have to have people of integrity. We have to have people of integrity in these offices. And so voting gives you the ability to vote for people of integrity to get into these offices to represent the people. And so when you vote, of course, your voice is heard. You've done your civic duty. And restoring the right to vote, again, and I want to preface this one. I am not giving legal advice. I'm not legal counsel. If you need legal counsel, you need to talk to an attorney. But I did want to cover this because I want to ensure that this information is made public, And I want to help you determine if you're able to restore your right to vote. I'm going to touch on expungements and the process for restoring your full citizenship rights, which are different from voting rights. Outline the legal process step by step instructions. And if you want additional information after the show, please reach out to me at Marie Mott, MARIEMOTT @gmail.com. Again, that is MARIEMOTT @gmail.com. And I will send you all of this information by email. All right. Make sure you save that. mariemott @gmail.com. So the first step is deciding if you are eligible. Now, the criminal justice system is a little bit complex depending on your conviction, depending on when you were charged with a crime, what the charge that you accepted or were, what the outcome of the charges against you were. If you are not sure the date of your conviction, you can find it by searching court documents or public records. Conviction history is public information. If you know the county in which the conviction took place, you can contact or visit the criminal court to access your information. There could be a possible fee, but for Hamilton County, and write this down. I'm going to try to spell it out, even though it's a little long. It's C as in Charlie, just JUS criminal dot Hamilton TN.gov. Okay. If you go to cjustcriminal.hamiltontn.gov, there you will be able to start the process of looking through records, your public records. If you live in Hamilton County, again, this is just Hamilton County, looking at the date of your conviction. And you need to have access to this because not only do you need to know the date of your conviction, but maybe you don't know specifically what you were charged with because, again, I've talked about the complexities of 96 to 97% of people plead guilty just to be able to get out of jail. So you may not even know what you pled guilty to. So you need to be able to pull up this information to see the date in which you were convicted and what you were convicted of. All right. So I'm going to go through it. Convictions after May 17th, 1981, which means if you were convicted after May 17th, 1981, you are eligible for one of these. You received a pardon, your maximum sentence expired, you were granted a final release from incarceration or supervision by parole, Department of Correction, or county authorities. And if both of those apply, or any of those apply, your court order restitution fees and court order costs are paid, and your child support payments are up to date. Okay? So convictions after May 17, 1981, if you received a pardon, if your maximum sentence expired, or if you were granted final release from incarceration, meaning that you were paroled, okay, from the Department of Correction or the county correction, depending on what I'm about to say next, you may or may not be eligible for having your rights restored. You are not eligible to have your rights restored if you were convicted of any of the following on or before July the 1st, 2006. List murder of any degree, rape or violent sexual offense, treason, voter fraud, bribery, misconduct involving public officials and employees, or obstruction of justice. You are not eligible if you were convicted of murder, rape, or violent sexual offense, treason, voter fraud, bribery, misconduct involving public officials and employees, or obstruction of justice if it was on or before July 1st, 2006. Between July 1st, 1996 and June the 30th, you are not eligible if you were convicted of murder of any degree, rape or violent sexual offense, treason, or voter fraud. That is between July 1st, 1996 and June 30th, 2006. Between July the 1st, 1986 and June 30th, 1996, you are not eligible to have your rights restored if you were convicted of first-degree murder, aggravated rape, treason, or voter fraud. Again, between July 1st, 1986 or June 30th, 1996, you are not eligible to have your rights restored if you were convicted of first-degree murder, aggravated rape, treason, or voter fraud. Between May 18th, 1981 and June 30th, 1986, all felony types are eligible for voter restoration. There are no additional rules. Again, if you were convicted of any felony between May 18th, 1981 and June the 30th, 1986, all felony types are eligible for voting restoration. There are no additional rules. Let me keep reading. We only got 2 more. I know this is a little bit tedious. Convictions between January the 15th, 1973 and May 17th, 1981. During this time period, people convicted of felonies did not forfeit their right to vote. Therefore, it is not necessary to apply for voter restoration. You may register to vote. So if you were convicted between January the 15th, 1973 and May 17th, 1981, if you were convicted of felonies, you did not forfeit your right to vote. What in the world changed? Convictions before January 15th, 1973. To learn the eligibility requirements and voting rights restoration process for convictions during this time period before January 15th, 1973, contact the Office of the City Attorney at 423-643-8250. That's 423-643-8250, or visit restoremyrights.com. Again, that is restoremyrights.com. All right, let's get into the meat of this. How do I apply? So for most people, the process is 3 simple steps. First, determine if you're eligible, which I read through that. And again, if you're interested in this information because Marie Mott wants to help you, or help your loved one, or help your neighbor, or help your church member, or help somebody at, just help somebody you know. mariemott@gmail.com. Please let me help you. And I will email you the entire packet of this information that I have at my person's, okay? Because I am here to help the listener, okay? First, determine if you are eligible. If you are eligible, then find the date of your conviction, and then we're going to get into steps here. I know this may sound boring for some people who are listening, but please understand my heart and the reason that I want to cover this, because nobody else is going through this information, and everybody, whether they realize it or not, regardless of your past, your mistakes, we're human beings. We're human beings. We all come short of the glory of God. We all fail miserably. There is not one person who is living that is perfect, that has not made a mistake. And so I want to ensure that my brothers and sisters all throughout Hamilton County, as well as this state of Tennessee, have the opportunity to look at the information necessary that if they are eligible, that they will have their voter rights restored. Why? Because I love you, and it's nothing you can do about it. Let's get into it. Convictions after May 17, 1981. Step 1, get a certificate of restoration of voting rights form. Okay? Which, if you email me, all of this is included in the packet that I have here. And shout out to my father, Timothy Mott, for sending this information to me. I love you, Pops. Certificate of Restoration of Voting Rights form. Have it completed on behalf by a pardoning authority such as your probation officer or parole officer or an agent of a federal, criminal, or circuit court in the county where you reside. All right? That's step 1. Step 2. Present the completed Certificate of Restoration of Voting Rights form to the Office of the Election Commission in the county where you live. If you live in Hamilton County, the Election Commission is on Amnicola Highway. If you don't know where that is, the exact address I don't have on hand, but Google it. The county administrator of elections will send a copy of your document to the coordinator of elections to be verified. The coordinator will also verify that you do not have any outstanding child support payments due. So before you do this, if you're on child support, or if your friend or whoever you're going to send this information to or this video to or share it with, if you know they're behind on child support, if you're cool with them like that, ask them flat out, do you owe child support? They have to be paid up, be current before they take their time, because this process does take you getting documents signed and going somewhere else. Make sure they don't waste their time. So until they're paid up in child support, they don't even need to go through this process. All right. And I'm just being upfront. So nobody is surprised when they go through this step, because I want people to be able to have their rights restored. All right. This may take several days. After verification, you will be contacted by mail or by phone, informing you of the results. Step 3, if your request was approved, you may register to vote. Of course, you can fill out the voter registration form and submit it to the Election Commission, or you can do that online. And you will receive a card in the mail that tells you where your polling place is located. The Hamilton County Election Commission will accept a court order that restores your rights in place of the Certificate of Voting Rights form. For more information on the court order, that's why I say if you want this document, you guys need this document. And I really want people to just reach out to me just for general purposes, because this is a very important document to have on your persons, just in case you need to share this with somebody else, as well as just having this to where in the chance when we walk into 2020, that you have the ability to share with people in your community who may have made the mistake of doing something wrong in their past, but have the ability to have their rights restored. And so there are some people who don't even have to go through this process. They may be able to have a court order that ensures that their rights can be restored. Again, convictions between January the 15th of 1973 and May 17th, 1981, you did not lose any of your voting rights. Simply register to vote and then go vote. Convictions before January 15th, 1973, contact the city attorney's office at 423-643-8250 or visit restoremyrights.com. That is restoremyrights.com. All right, so let's get into, can I restore all my rights? Voting restoration is a separate process from other rights. And so, again, shout out, I gotta say it again, shout out to my pops for sending me this information and giving me the ability to share this with people in the community. Because just more than just restoring your voting rights, I want to be able to ensure that if it is possible for you, I can also help you restore your full citizenship rights. Ooh, yes. All right, let's get into it. Expungements. The process of sealing your criminal record in the eyes of the law is called an expungement. Most misdemeanors and Class E, as in Edward, felonies are eligible. You may be eligible if your offense was nonviolent, non-sexual, or non-DUI, or you were never convicted of any criminal offense, federal or in other states, other than the offense in which you are seeking an expungement for. or you have fulfilled all the requirements of your sentence, including probation or parole, and 5 years has elapsed since you completed it, or you never had a previous expungement. And this packet, and especially if you go to restoremyrights.com, they have an expungement application that you can fill out, and you can take that to your court clerk. You may have to pay fines or restitution or court fees. I cannot tell you what those will be, folks. But again, if you were convicted of a misdemeanor or a Class E felony, you should want to get this expunged off of your record. If you've served your time, if the case was thrown out, you were never convicted, or if it was nonviolent, non-sexual, not DUI, go and get that off your record, good people. All right. And so you'll be able to find us at 600 Market Street. All right. If the DA finds that you have met all the requirements, you will have your record expunged. It does cost money. Yes, it can vary from $280 to $450, and $100 clerk fee may apply. But what's the price of getting all your rights back? That's cheap to me. It's Marie Mott with Marie Mott Show, helping you get your voting rights restored, but also talking about having your full citizenship rights restored. Stay tuned for the second half of the segment.
3, 2, 1.
Chattanooga Radio. Digital FM 95.3 HD4. 92.7 FM's news now.
Memphis Smith and Abraham Augustin are both charged with serious crimes. They're both 16 years old. One accused of aggravated rape, the other second-degree murder. Detectives believe they escaped from juvenile detention during recreation time and stole a car, escaping all the way down to Hamilton Place Mall. They were spotted by deputies, but slipped away before they could be taken into custody. A $1,000 reward is offered for any info that leads to their arrest. Today is the day to vote. Both parties have been campaigning hard to win ballots. The polls closed at 8 o'clock today in Hamilton County. You'll need a photo ID in order to cast your ballot. Here in Tennessee, the governor's seat's up for grabs. Republican Bill Lee and Democrat Carl Dean neck and neck in the polls. For the Senate, Marsha Blackburn against Phil Bredesen. And for the House, Chuck Fleischman against Dr. Danielle Mitchell. Keep it tuned here for complete coverage. Russell Stroud, Nooga Radio News Talk 92.7 Action News now.
Sean Hannity, weekday afternoons from 3 to 6 p.m. on Nooga Radio 92.7 FM.
Nooga Radio 92.7.
Gold, 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 and more gold. And always buy American. At Rick Davis Gold and Diamonds, you'll always get better rates than the banks. We'll convert your silver, diamonds, cash into gold, gold, gold. Precious American gold. Certified by the federal government. Buy American. Rick Davis Gold and Diamonds. 499-9162. Call 499-9162. And visit Rick at 5301 Brainerd Road, Chattanooga. Gold, 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 and more gold.
Even if you like your job, there are some things that can drive you nuts. Like the anonymous coward who steals your lunch from the break room fridge. Or maybe Tyler, the IT guy, who gives you that condescending look when you tell him that your computer is acting up again, as if somehow it's your fault. You put up with these clowns every single day. But what happens when you've had enough? That's the day you decide to retire. At least that's the hope, right? But will you be able to retire? Can you afford to retire? That's why you need to talk to Ron and Christy Adams at One Family Financial. They can't do anything about Cody, that moron who heats up fish in the microwave, but they can strategize with you on how to get the most out of your 401k or pension, how to grow your money without losing your shirt in the market, and how to help make your money last in retirement. Talk to Ron and Christy today about whether you'll be ready to retire when you finally had it with seeing Ethan walk out of the bathroom again without washing his hands. Gross. Call Ron and Christy Adams at One Family Financial, 423-710-2009, 423-710-2009.
I'm Bo Watson, and I approve this ad. Neighbors, I'm your state senator, Bo Watson. Jobs, education, safety. These were my priorities when I first ran for office, and they continue to be my focus. We've made great progress in Tennessee the past 4 years. Let's keep it going. Believe in Tennessee. Vote Bo in November. Paid for by friends of Bo Watson, Boy W. Watson III, Treasurer, BoForTennessee.com.
Your home is a constant work in progress. Repaint the walls? Yeah, easy enough. Leaky faucet? There's a video for that. But roof repair? You might want some help. That's where Chattanooga Roofing Contractors come in. They have 3 generations of roofing excellence you can count on. Leave the ladder in the garage. Go to chatroofing.com. That's chatroofing.com for Chattanooga Roofing Contractors, a roofing company you can trust. Man, you sure you know what you're doing?
Yeah, I worked with my dad on his truck all the time. Just one more bolt to go.
Yeah, wrong bolt. Today's truck ain't your daddy's truck. For repairs on today's vehicles, you need Amco Transmission and Total Car Care of Chattanooga on Lee Highway. Stay on the road, not in the garage. Amco Transmission on Lee Highway. Get it done the right way. The Thompson Pet way. Yeah, I just put that anywhere.
Join We've Got You Covered with Scott Schrader every Saturday from 10 to 11 on Nuga Radio. From finance to fixtures, we discuss everything you need to know about buying or owning a home, the pitfalls, the perks, and everything in between. Saturday mornings from 10 to 11, right here on Nuga Radio.
Expect increasing clouds and more sunshine out there for your afternoon. Pleasant highs 70 to 72 tonight. Mostly clear. Lows back into the lower to middle 40s. More clouds and a few showers possible Wednesday. Highs of around 60 back into the lower 60s on Thursday. Looking for a new career? Georgia Northwestern Technical College is where you need to be, featuring over 200 programs. Get focused. Get hired. Spring admissions deadline is December 3rd. For more, gntc.edu. And I'm Soar Gene 12 Chief Meteorologist Patrick 4.
Nuga Radio 92.7.
It's your girl Marie Mott on the Marie Mott Show. Today I'm talking about not only how can I help you restore your voting rights, but how I can help you get your record expunged and the restoration of your full citizenship. You're not going to hear this anywhere else but on the Marie Mott Show, Nuga Radio 92.7 FM. Oh, man, I am so pleased that this information was shared with me and that I have an opportunity to share this with the community. And again, if you would like to contact me to get this digital copy of all of this information in a PDF file, that's only 8 pages, please reach out to me at mariemott@gmail.com and I will email this to you. And I would love to be of service to you to help you. We left off at expungements here. So if you fill out the expungement application, you will need to turn that into the district attorney's office at 600 Market Street. If the DA decides that you have met all of the requirements, you'll be contacted to file a petition and order of expungement in person. If the DA decides against you, don't lose hope. You do have the ability to appeal it to the governor. At the time of this writing, it could have changed by now. You will have to pay a fee, which is on a sliding scale from $280 to $450 on top of a $100 clerk fee to apply for expungement. Do you guys get that? $200 to $450 or plus a $100 clerk fee. I know people are cringing hearing this, but okay, this is the, when you make a mistake, you do have to pay the cost. Okay. And $200 to $450 to have this removed from your record is not a lot of money in the grand scheme of things. When you apply for a job or a promotion, or looking at getting housing or different things like going to school, you want to make sure your record is squeaky clean. So again, after you pay the fees and you file, you will be contacted to have a hearing during which the judge will decide on your expungement. If your expungement is granted, it will take 90 days. Okay, and we're going to wrap this up with restoration of full citizenship rights. Why is not only important for you to, if it's possible, restore your right to vote? Well, so you can do your civic duty, but it's even more important if it's possible for you to restore your full citizenship rights, because there are things that you can do once you get your citizenship back. You know what those are? You can run for public office.
Actually, we had somebody do that. Demetrius Coonrod of District 9, councilwoman. She had her rights restored and got to run for office and won. You have the right to serve on a jury. When I've talked about things like jury nullification, that gives us the power when we feel that people are being charged with crimes and the time doesn't match the crime. If you want to set them free, jury nullification is something you could do, but you can't do that if you are not on a jury, if you'll never be called on to serve on a jury. And so getting your rights restored will also give you the ability to possibly, in a criminal case, set somebody free if you feel that our criminal justice system is being too harsh on them. As well as one of the most loved amendments that we have in the Constitution, which is the right to own and bear a firearm. You can't do that if you don't have your rights restored. So again, the reason you want to go through this process is so you can own a firearm, the possibility to serve your community on a jury, and if you so decide that you're fed up with the representation that you have wherever you live, that you can run for office. Okay? So what is the difference? All of what I just listed is citizenship rights restored. Expungement is the process of sealing your criminal record in the eyes of the law. And voter restoration is the process of legally getting back your right to vote. So in order to run for public office, serve on a jury, or restore your right to a firearm, you must have full citizenship rights restored. This process is separate from voting restoration and may require an attorney who specializes in this area of law. The steps are as follows. Prepare documents that demonstrate you are trying to be an active and productive member of society, such as evidence of employment, enrollment in school, voting restoration, or letters of recommendation from civic or church leaders. Second is hire an attorney. This can be expensive, but again, we should be willing to go through this, right? I want everybody to have all of the rights in which God has given them. Why? Because I love you. The attorney will file a motion to petition for the restoration of your full citizenship's right in court. The court will verify your documents with the appropriate authorities. If there is no dispute, there will be a hearing in which the judge decides on the case. If there is a dispute, there will be a trial. And after the judge approves your restoration of your citizenship, your rights are immediately restored. Okay. And again, if you would like to have all of this information, please contact me at mariemott@gmail.com, or you could go to restoremyrights.com after you fill out any of these forms, or to get a hold of these forms. If you need more help, there are several things, several places that you can reach out to. The Justice Committee for the Mayor's Council for Women. I do apologize. There is an emergency warning. Hold on one second. All right, now that's over. The Justice Committee for the Mayor's Council for Women recently launched a mobile career coach program in collaboration with the Tennessee Department of Labor and Workforce Development. If you're interested, please reach out to the Mayor's Council for Women. You can reach out to Chattanooga Endeavors. There's so many places that can help you if you need help. Don't hesitate to visit chattanooga.gov. If you want to connect with the Mayor's Council for Women, that is connect.chattanooga.gov/Council for Women. The Hamilton County Election Commission is right off Amnicola. It's on 700 River Terminal Road, Chattanooga, Tennessee, 37406. If you need legal aid for East Tennessee, they're located at 535 Chestnut Street, Suite 360, Chattanooga, Tennessee, 37402. All right. Again, restoremyrights.com. And if you would like my assistance in sending you all of this information that is in a lovely PDF file, please contact me at mariemott@gmail.com. Make sure you share this because everybody should have the right, if it's possible, regardless of the mistake that they've made, they should have a right to get their citizenship rights restored, as well as the right to vote, and possible expungement. Again, I am not a legal counsel. I do not have a degree from any law institution. I am not licensed to practice law in the state of Tennessee, but I love my neighbor. And so I felt it important on a day such as this, such an auspicious occasion during midterm elections. I felt it important to cover this because you're not going to hear this anywhere else. I promise you. People are going to tell you to go vote, but besides just people telling you to go vote, people should be willing to help you. If you're gonna grab a mic, you should be willing to help the people listening. And so, let's talk about it, good people. I know people are telling you to vote, and vote, baby, vote. I don't care who you vote for. To me, it's not important. I'm not hating on any Republican. Just like I'm not hating on any Democrat or Libertarian or Independent. I just want you, if you have that right, it's not a privilege, regardless of what some people say. Voting is not a privilege. It is a right. Go vote. Go vote. Even if you write in, you don't agree with anybody who's on the ballot. Write in your name. Write in a friend. Write in Daffy Duck. I don't care. Just show up and vote. But the most important thing after you vote is once a person gets in the office, whether you agree with them or not, and this is, it's important to end on this, on the second half of this segment, regardless of whether you agree with them or not, you like them or not, guess what? They still represent where you live. And if it's possible, even if you can't work with them, try to keep up with what they're doing. Okay? So whether it's governor, Congress, Senate, State House, doesn't matter. Once all the hoopla at the Republican headquarters and the Democrat headquarters is all over tonight, and we stretch and we get out of bed in the morning, guess what? It's back to work. It's back to work. And America, Tennessee, and even Chattanooga has a lot of problems. There's a lot of things that we need to accomplish, a lot of work that must be done. Here in the state of Tennessee, we're dealing with some of the worst schools in the country. We are dealing with one of the most unhealthiest states in the country. We are dealing with unemployment. We're dealing with a lot of things here in the state of Tennessee. And so it is extremely important that we're able, no matter who it is we're talking about, that we're able to hold people accountable for what they said all of these months, on all of their campaigns, on all of their television ads. Save them. Save them. And keep up. Try as much as possible. Keep up on what they're voting on. Because when we talk about Congress, when we talk about Senate, when we talk about State House, when we talk about the governorship, and then even when we go on a local municipal level or a county level, when we talk about these public offices, we're talking about policies, procedures, decisions that will impact not only us right now, but a lot of the choices that are being made all across this nation have the capacity to impact generations. And so besides just showing up and voting, even if the person you wanted to get in office didn't get in there, if nothing else, they need to know that people are watching them. And there needs to be this highway of communication, because often what people do is, because people put the majority of emphasis on voting alone, and then that's it. Everyone feels like, oh, well, I voted. Wipe your hands and you get to walk away. No, you don't. The real work starts tomorrow, because now that people get into office, whether it's new people or the same old people, there's still issues that have to be addressed at home. And so people need to understand that the neighborhood associations, I'm charging you guys with being responsible. Neighborhood associations should not meet without going over policies that have the ability to impact them, not only on a municipal or county level, but also on a state level. This should be a consistent thing. And if possible, with people keeping up with politics, it should be a situation where politics should really be a consistent discussion that we have in things such as neighborhood associations. I'm just using that as an example. So if it's a situation where you heard that they were going to, that the Tennessee State House is going to vote on something for, I'm just making it up, but they're going to vote on something for opioid victims. Well, what you do is you have a discussion with all of your neighbors and say, well, Representative Flim Flam has an ability to vote yay or nay on this policy that could give constituents that are struggling with opioids the ability to do such and such and such and such. And how do we feel? Or do we support this initiative or this policy? Or do we want them to vote against it? And then take all of that information, and that should be something that is sent in an email to whoever is responsible. Come on. I want you guys to get involved beyond today. We have to do better. We the people. Y'all know I bust the chops. I bust the chops of elected officials all the time, but I firmly know that elected officials do know more than what the people allow. I've been guilty of the most that I've done in parts and sections of my life is cap off about what is going on Facebook. And folks, nothing is going to happen when you aren't on Facebook. You know what you got to do? For some of us, if we don't get answers, if there is not this highway of communication, for some of us, that means we need to pack up a van or 2 or 3 or 4, and we need to show up at the state capitol and watch. Come on. We have to be so invested in wanting our communities to be better that we're willing to go to measures that we've never been before. And I want to implore everybody who's listening. This is not their republic. It's not a Republican's republic. It's not a Libertarian's republic. It's not a Democratic republic. This is a republic of the people. And the people have all of the power. You've been lied to that the only power you have is to vote. That is not the truth. You know what? If you get so tired of people, you can recall their votes. Absolutely. And people in power need to understand that eyes and ears are on them at all times, to where they sweat bullets over every decision that they possibly could make, because they know people are watching. They know people are listening. They know if they mess up, they know the caravan. We want to talk about a caravan. They know the caravan of Chattanoogan's are on the way to Nashville. They know that the caravan of Hamilton County constituents is on their way to the governor's mansion. They know that the caravan is on their way to the Senate. They know that the caravan is on their way to the Congress. And so they're sweating bullets because they know that the people truly understand that really the most power that they have beyond voting is to hold their elected officials accountable because they lied during the entire campaign. And come on, y'all know people have made ridiculous promises that are beyond their scope, beyond their power. They cannot keep. Come on. But heck, if they lied, that's their fault. If they made a promise, that's their bond. That's their word. And I want the people to hold. I cannot do it by myself. I know people champion me and I appreciate that, but I'm only one woman. One man can change the world. I believe that. But come on, I can't do this work by myself because I can't be everywhere. I can't have my eyes on every situation. And so I need my friends, my neighbors. I need my fellow members of this beautiful republic to do their due diligence. So vote, baby, vote. But tomorrow when we rise, we get out of bed, we wake up, we wash our face, we yawn, we have our coffee, we eat our breakfast, we get started on our way. Do not forget that the work is just getting started. I don't know about you guys, but despite what's going on, I am optimistic about the future. I am optimistic about what is going to happen in this country and even what is going to happen in my state and in the city in which I live. Change is on the way. But you know what? We have to be the change that we want to see. I love you guys. Y'all know what it is. If no one has taken the time today to tell you that they love you, I love you. And guess what? It's absolutely nothing that you can do about it. Please share this video and let me help somebody that you love. Can't wait to see you guys back tomorrow on the Marie Mott Show.
3, 2, 1.
Chattanooga Radio. Digital FM 95.3 HD4. 92.7 FM's news now.
Memphis Smith and Abraham Augustin are both charged with serious crimes. They're both 16 years old. One accused of aggravated rape, the other second-degree murder. Detectives believe they escaped from juvenile detention during recreation time and stole a car, escaping all the way down to Hamilton Place Mall. They were spotted by deputies, but slipped away before